Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to Mike Heath's Orbital Garbage Project. This is my podcast, nay, our podcast. All about one thing and one thing only. Collecting a piece of space trash by any means necessary. It is so good to be with you all today. Let's just kick back in this chair that, if you're watching here on the YouTube, you might realize has a big lean to it. We call it big lean. The big green lean is actually what we call it. No, it is good to be here. I'm sneaking this in because we must increase our knowledge of how the space trash collection is going. And folks, and I believe this in the core of my heart, down to the deepest part of my soul, it's never been better. It has never been better. We've been doing stuff. We got these new cards. Hold on. Check this out. We have got business cards. That's right. I don't know if it's going to focus on the camera there for you. If you're not watching the video format of this, we have a standard size business card on the front, picture of me, Mike Heath, so they know who that is. And on the back, it's got our logo, MHOGP, for Mike Heath's Orbital Garbage Project, and a nice QR code specifically for the Orbital Garbage Project. Now, I think this is worth the investment. So whatever money we've accumulated so far, which I believe is, nothing actually. So we're spending out of our own resources here. We still have not, what some people call, gained an income stream for the project yet. But this was, I don't know, like $40, and we got like 400 of these business cards. And then we also got the stickers, which we got a deal on those. We sell these. We sell these stickers, or if you're a part of the inner circle over on the Patreon, you will get one of these. I'll mail it to you. But we are uppity our marketing. We are upgrading our marketing, and we talked about it. We just got back from Medford, Oregon. I actually got back this last weekend. I'm recording this on Friday, so I'm behind the ball. The ball has been rolling way ahead of me, and I'm trying to catch up to the ball. Oh, what a ball it's been. We were in Medford this last weekend, Medford, Oregon, doing shows, and we have gained some faithful members to, I don't believe they've translated to audio listeners quite yet, but we did educate people. We had comedy shows in Medford. We got booked to do 2 shows originally down at Chadwick's, opening for the hilarious legend Big Irish J. Very funny. Check him out on social media. He does, like, I don't know, a clip a day or something like that. I don't know. He's doing a lot of content. So you can go check him out and see what he's up to. I got to feature for him all weekend at this place called Chadwick's down in Medford, Oregon. And show 1 on last Friday, so a week ago, we decided we were going to work into our comedy set that I was doing, my comedy set that I was doing, to talk about space trash for. So it was probably a collective like 30 seconds that I talked about it. I tried to make it funny, and folks, it's not there yet. But we must find a way, when we have these longer sets and we're selling merch afterwards, to bring it up, because it must be connected to our orbital garbage cleanup, and that is something that we truly must do. But the first show was insane in terms of difficulty level, we could say. There were a lot of hecklers. There was this, I'm assuming they had to be like a pretty intoxicated couple in the back of the room heckling me throughout my set, so I decided to have fun with them. I called them my comedy coach and my assistant coach. I do want to do like a longer compilation of our exchanges, maybe on the Patreon first, and then maybe over to the YouTube. Yeah, it feels like something that I must do. Yeah, I think it's worth a shot because it happened. I survived it. It was a rough show because of the heckles, but I survived it. I did my time. I did my 30 minutes of material, my jokes. I got to hang out in Medford. On Saturday, I woke up, my hotel room, went out and explored the town of Medford, Oregon. And I found out on Saturday from this couple that, and everyone else in the audience, I talked about Portland a little bit, and I learned that people in Medford despise the people of Portland. They have a strong hate for them, they might even say. But then I went to a coffee shop. I think it was called something like Forage or something. It was pretty good. It was like pretty good coffee, but they charged $6, which felt like pretty Portland of them to do. So we opened the show 2, with that. There's way less hecklers, but we made fun of that. That was pretty fun. Maybe I'll do a little clip of that. This is either going to be from, yeah. All right, so let's do it. All right, check it out.
That's good. Went to Forage coffee or Forager?
Forage.
Forage coffee. I was foraging for some beans. Yeah. Sock juice is what they call it in France.
Is that the one
Pretty educated. Yeah. I was at Chadwick's last night, and I was talking to a lady, and she said y'all in Medford hate Portland. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah? Why?
Jealousy.
Okay. All right. That's what it is.
No.
Because I was at Forager. Forage or Forager?
Forage.
I was at Forage, and I paid $6 for a cold brew. I was like, that feels pretty Portland to me. I don't know how much you hate them. You kind of want to be them. You're jealous. Yeah, I did it.
It was so challenging because there was no hecklers this night, but the showroom that we were performing in at Chadwick's has like a side room off of it, like a pool, people playing pool. Now, night one, people weren't playing pool, but on last Saturday night, there was like this very large crowd, very, very loudly playing pool. And the show 2 started pretty slow, I would say. Not a lot of laughter, not a lot of energy in the room. So I acknowledge that, had a fun riff on the top about that.
You guys are alive tonight. This is crazy. I don't mean to put pressure on you guys, but the pool room is having a much better time than us right now. Let's make that our goal, okay? Let's make them jealous, all right?
But I felt strong, after that. I really feel like I got him. I lost him over one joke that I've been working on. I think they just felt uncomfortable with it. It's not like I don't do any like dirty jokes, but I think it can be like perceived as if I'm being like too mean. So I'm trying to figure that out. But it was very helpful, like originally I was slated to do an hour of comedy in Medford, and we're talking about the Orbital Garbage Project. We're telling our new jokes. It's going well. And then I got a message that this other venue in town in Medford needed a comic. They had like somebody drop, so they're like, "Hey, Mike, you're in town. Can you come do this show? Do 30 there." And I was like, "Oh, sick, nice." And so ended up headlining this random show, just doing a 30-minute set though. Didn't do like a full proper headliner set, but just did 30. But it was like right after my set at Chadwick's, I had to jet over there. I had to get there. So I ran in my car, boogied over there. It was only like a 10-minute drive, but showed up, and this new room in Medford. It's called like the Curtain Call Collective. Cool. Like they're trying to develop a dedicated comedy performance arts space in Medford. I think for like a local artist, maybe touring artist as well. But it was a little bit of a smaller crowd, but totally crushed it. And right before I got up on stage, the other comic was like doing some crowd work, asking somebody about their dead parents. Bold move. It was pretty funny though. And then the audience member was talking about how they left their dad on top of this mountain called Table Rock in a jar that looked like a wizard. So I riffed on that at the top of my set.
Went on a hike today, Table Rock, got a cool jar. It's like a wizard jar. Got me a little souvenir I'm gonna take home, you know? I haven't opened it up yet, so I don't know what's in there, but
Don't store the white powder inside. There's a Buffett album in it too.
that's awesome. I like music, and
And it was just so fun because I truly have never could say like I crushed for like a whole 30 minutes, but we did it in Medford. I would say we did it in Medford twice. Maybe show 2, we wouldn't say we crushed for 85% of that set. Maybe there's 15% where it was just like good, you know? It was acceptable to good. But then this show was just like 30 minutes, smaller room, you know, could be awkward, but totally crushed it. And I think that just helps. Like I'd already done like 2 30-minute sets like the past 24 hours, like before that. So yeah, we just got to do that more. And I think, you know, people have written in, Mike, you talk about comedy. This is a space trash collection. Well, folks, we believe that it all stacks up together. This podcast, my comedy endeavors and stand-up comedy endeavors, every skit that we do on the internet, every guerrilla marketing poster we hang, every business card we hand out, every sticker we sell, it all adds up to collecting $2 million so we can collect a piece of space trash. Everything is adding up. But it was great being in Medford. The hotel was like pretty good, except for like they supposed to have a continental breakfast, and the I don't know. It's a very loose definition of continental. There were well, here's what if you're watching the video, here's what the oranges looked like, and if you're not seeing, I'll paint a picture. There are moldy oranges set out at the continental breakfast. So I didn't do that. I did try to eat there the first night, but I feel like if you have a continental breakfast, what do you think of when you're at a continental breakfast at a hotel? Like, what's like the things, right? It's going to be fruit. Okay. So they had oranges. They were moldy fruit, but they did have fruit. The second thing you think of is cereal. Now they did have cereal, but they only had bran cereal, not even Raisin Bran, just bran. And they had flakes, not Frosted Flakes. They had flakes. They had flakes and bran. So we'll give them 1 out of 3, 1 out of 2 so far, because they did have oranges, but they were moldy, so you lose that. But they did have cereal. They have good cereal, but they did have cereal. What's the third thing the third thing you think of is a waffle maker. I feel like that is the definition of a continental breakfast, and they did not have it. But I was thankful. You know, we got to do, and that's what you must endure some moldy oranges if you want to collect a piece of space trash. That's what I learned this last weekend in Medford. Yes. But yes, I got coffee at Forage Coffee there in Medford. It was pretty good, even though it was Portland prices. But when I was sitting there, I was just hanging out, and there was this couple next to me on presumably a date, because the guy, I really felt like he was trying to impress the lady with, and just like the way he was kind of talking, you know, trying to like gas himself up and, you know, show how cool he was. And one of the things he said, what I thought was like such a weird flex, was he said, "I don't F with contractions." Which I thought was like the most bizarre thing to like, but it was like the tone he said is like, "I don't F with contractions, girl. You know, I do not mess with them." And then she was like, "I just think that like do not is so aggressive compared to don't. Like do not is so aggressive." And these are some, you know, presumably I'd say like high school kids. And it just made me feel so old to think that like I don't know. This is what high school, and maybe I was like that. I don't know what I was like in high school on a date with a girl. Maybe I was trying to flex about, not using contractions. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just weird. It's weird getting older. And Medford, I really feel like I got a pulse of like the Medford like high schooler experience because they have In and Out there. So I went there. I guess it was on Friday night I went there. It was Friday or Saturday, I don't remember. But I went and got some like late night burgers at In and Out. And the parking lot was just filled with like high schoolers hanging out at their trucks, like peeling out and like their little tuner cars. And I'd miss that. There's something about like, to me, it's like now that I'm like in my 30s, that seems like, oh, that's such a dumb, like it's so stupid. Like, peeling out in a parking lot, revving up your big truck engine, to impress some girls that you're, in math class with, that you're hanging out with in this parking lot late at night. And there's so much like, I didn't see them drinking, but just like hanging out and being silly. I don't know. I think it's like encouraging almost to see like, they were just, they didn't have their phones out. I mean, they might've been like recording, videos or whatever, but they were just enjoying face-to-face interactions. So, maybe I thought they were stupid, this high school couple at the coffee shop talking about not using contractions. I don't know what that's up about, but people are hanging out and that community is what it's all about. We have a community here, with the Space Trash Force. Anyways, okay. What am I talking about? I don't know. I'm trying to do something. I got to go to a show here. I got to leave very soon. So I'm just trying to sneak this in, trying to get it done. Had a weird day. I don't know. But I've been thinking about stuff. Hey, happy Celiac Awareness Month. My wife, who's gluten-free, not celiac, but a lot of people, my best performing joke on social media that has maybe gained the most people for our movement here, is my gluten-free wife joke. So I feel connected to this community, the gluten-free community, the celiacs, the gluten intolerant. You are my people. So I just recognize, the awareness of your existence this month. We come around doing solidarity for all of the bread that you can't eat, all of the pasta you can't eat, all of the delicious foods, the cookies that you can't eat. We remember your pain and your suffering this month, and we give you our awareness. We see you, celiacs. We see you, gluten-free people. Yes, and I think people always joke about like food preferences and whatnot. I had this really weird interaction. I think we were actually in San Diego. My wife Megan and I, we had a stop over there for a flight we were on recently, and we were driving past this group of ladies that was standing outside a restaurant. We were at a stoplight and overheard them say like, "Oh, the wait here is too long. Like, can we go eat somewhere else?" And one of the ladies in the group, I think it was like a lesbian couple, they were saying like, we can go anywhere else, just somewhere where we don't have to eat eggs. And then another woman in the group was like, "Oh, you guys can't eat eggs?" And then the lesbian couple was like, "Oh, we're just not in a season of eggs." And I don't know why. I think that's like so funny to me to say, we're not in a season of eggs. And I feel like I am in a season of egg. And I want to ask you, my friends and family here, are you in a season of egg or are you not in a season of egg? Apparently that's a thing. I didn't know. I'm happy to learn that out in the wild. But the summer of 2026 is rat tail summer. But it's not the summer of egg. It really is not. It's rat tail summer completely. San Diego was a weird place. We were in the airport for quite a while. We were in the airport for we had like a 5-hour layover in San Diego, but we spent most of that outside the airport. So we were in the airport for, let's say, a collective 25 minutes. but I saw like 3 or 4 different men with hair plugs, like recently plugged heads. You can tell like they're really like splotchy and red, and I don't know if you've never seen somebody recently got hair plugs. So I wanted to know is San Diego a good place to get plugged up, or are people going to Turkey, getting plugged, and then coming back to San Diego? I'm excited to learn that because, well, I'm moving to San Diego. I should announce that here to you, the members of the Space Trash Force. I'm headed to SD. Me and my family, we are packing up our bags and we are moving to San Diego. So, I think I've been thinking about how to go out at the bang, here in Seattle for the Space Trash Force. I don't know what to do. Maybe just we got to hang a bunch of posters before we leave here. Now, we'll be back occasionally for comedy shows and visiting friends, so we can always hang up again. But it's nice to now, like, we're going to move to a new state now. I know we have at least one listener in the state of California, so that's exciting to think about growing that. We will be close to LA. So, I think I'm really excited about the opportunities we have. Maybe one day, maybe some filmmaker sees our poster, around San Diego, LA. I'm sure we'll hang up posters there, and then they get inspired, to make a film about space trash. And then, that brings more people to us and more people just building awareness for space trash. I'm just so excited. I don't know, but it is scary to go move. Let's see. Okay, let's end today with we posted another stand-up clip on the internet, and we've gotten some encouraging comments. Yes, we have. Let's read some to kind of come out here. So I posted my joke about being a black belt, and here are some of the encouraging comments we've gotten, which aren't necessarily space trash specific, but they are comedy, which we all know it bleeds into it. This is coming in from Bodie-LH5QW. Awesome username. Dude, keep it up. This blank is gold. Thank you, Bodie. It really is. This one I really enjoyed. I thought it was funny because I get this all the time. This is coming in from Bot Thought. You're pretty good. You're pretty good. You're pretty good, bro. You're pretty good, bro. Should try to get on Kill Tony. Yes, maybe I should. This is coming in from Griggs08. Keep up the good work. Blank was funny, man. And then I sent him a link to sign up for my mailing list for live shows, which you can do on my website, mykeithcomedy.com, or any link tree that you find. Then he said, I would literally go this weekend to get a beer and see you, but I'm on the Caribbean. Ha ha. If you ever come to Santo Domingo, I'm down. Well, friend, I don't know when I'm ever going to go to Santo Domingo, but I would love to. Let's see. Oh, and then this is coming in from, this will be our last one, so thanks for sticking around, folks. Sean Vital, 5223. Been a minute since I've seen a good, clean comic. Thank you. Thank you, Sean Vital. We have pretty clean comedy that we are putting out there, and I think that really helps us because I don't know. We think about that we need to collect $2 million. How are we going to do that? This podcast, I think it's good. It's community building, but it's not generating revenue for Space Trash Collection. But what I'm excited about is not doing corporate comedy, but developing an act where I can come perform it for maybe your company, do 30 to 45 minutes or however long of comedy, and where I can bring my jokes there and make a lot of money to help us collect a piece of space trash. Because I think, I don't know, working the clubs and different comedy shows, that's what I love doing. Last night I did a bar show with hilarious headliner Monica Nevi at Latona Pub here, and it was brutal. So brutal. they weren't really hecklers. It was just people in a venue where people had bought tickets, but not everyone had bought tickets, or like not everybody knew there was going to be a comedy show. And then these people just like stuck around, but they just kept talking at the level that they were talking when everyone else was still talking so loud. So I'm just like yelling my jokes over these people and they just won't shut up. It was this group of what we learned to be affluent doctors, which I don't know. We need doctors, but it was just like incredibly rude. So rude. And I was doing my jokes, but I did them, and I had fun doing it. I had this really fun moment actually where I almost kicked a plate out of a server hand. That was fun.
So that's when I gave her a roundhouse kick to the face. That was crazy timing. We actually planned that. Sorry guys, we planned it. Yeah, we linked up. No, I was already kicking and he was walking by. That worked out. That's incredible. Boy, that would have been a clip for the internet though, right? I wouldn't be at the Latona pub no more on a Thursday.
And had a fun little riff about one of their beers that they had named there and how dumb I am.
Oh, they have great beer. They have I'm so dumb though. I was reading their beer list and it said family style IPA. And I was like, how big is that IPA?
I don't know. So that was good. Yeah, I had fun doing it. Just all around, just goodness and good people. But yes, corporate comedy. I think we must get into corporate comedy if we want to collect a piece of space trash. So I'm trying to put together a sizzle reel, sizzle, to do that, to land some corporate gigs. I think that's where the real money for space trash collection is going to be. I want to develop, not just my gluten-free wife joke, but I want to get, a good 10, 15 minutes of gluten-free jokes. And I want to go, it's Celiac Awareness Month. If there's gluten-free, I don't know, that's like a niche we want to get into. So we got to do that. And I'm just so thankful for you guys. Thank you for being a part of the Space Trash Force. I think together we will clean up our orbital junkyard. Peace.